In this video, I will talk about Incorta Data Application for JD AdWords sales. In the distribution, we have several areas: sales, inventory, inventory supply demand, and procurement. Today, we are focusing on sales. First, let's go to the sales reports. The sales dashboards helps the deploying company understand its revenue and what it can do. Typically, the management will watch this closely and perform the comparison with either last year or the prior months. We have several dashboards here. We have a sales margin performance, sales margin analysis, sales analysis in 3 years, customer and product sales rank, sales reports for unit weight, order summary, cost analysis in 3 years, and the sales order details. First, let's go to the 01 sales margin performance. In this dashboard, you can see the margin change over time. For example, you can see this year, 2023, the margin percentage is 32%. Compared with the past few years, this is the best of the years. And to remember, this year has not finished. Thus, the margin of this year is excellent, right? In this chart, the red part represents the margin and the blue part represents the cost, and the line represents the margin percentage. And you can view the revenue, cost, margin, and the margin percentage over different years below in the table. The second tab is a growth by quarter and month. This report shows the breakdown. When I go back to the prior tab, you can see the margin in 2023 is 6 million. Then let me go to the growth, and you can see how the 6 million break down by the quarter and by year. So next, let's go to the 02 sales margin analysis dashboard. It shows the margin, but it provides even greater detail by individual product and by individual customer. So this is a full product profitability analysis. In GDE, for the sales record, they already have the cost information associated with it. So we leverage that data to show the profitability by showing a gross margin. Revenue minus cost is a margin, and the margin by the revenue shows the margin percentage. And this is a high-level KPIs, but if you look at different details tab, these KPIs break down in a different way, and you can switch any year to see the change over the year. So let's look at the product sales tab. And you can analyze your sales margin by different items. You can sort by the margin to see some items have a good, very good margin. In this case, we mask the data. We use a number to present the item. Then let's move to the product sales by customer tab. This report can give us more detail by the customer group. And if we look at the tab customer sales by product, this one is by the individual customer. The product sold by the customer. So for example, for the item CV 6300, the margin you can see is very high, is around 200%. Thus, this is a very good product. So this is just showing you that there are different ways to analyze different levels. Customers may give you different requirements, and all are doable in Incorta. And we can do the same type of information organized by a pie chart. So in GDE, we want to highlight one of the features. So GDE customer heavily use a user-defined code to analyze to group their customers in different ways. That means they can group their item in many ways. So the custom report will be required in Incorta, making this much easier. And you can visualize data by bar chart. That is pretty much the same type of information. And as I mentioned earlier, you can group their customer categories in different ways using user-defined code in GDE. In this case, it's grouped by customer channels. It may have different labels. It may be like a customer by region or by sales group. So all these can be customizable in Incorta. Now let's move to the DL3 sales analysis in 3 years. This report provides much detailed analysis of your sales, doing the comparison, month-over-month comparison with the prior month and the month last year. This is basically doing the MTD and the MTD months over the last month, and also YTD and the YTD over last year. It's provide down to the customer and the item level. So it's kind of useful for you to drill into the detail to see what happened. And therefore, customer and the product sales rank. This dashboard helps you to rank your sales by customer channel and by product. The bar chart shows the annual change of the top 20 customer sales. In the below table, you can compare the customer and the product sales change over those years. For example, the first channel, the 74200, has sales in 2017 and 2018. You don't see any sales after 2019. By this table, you can see the change over time by channel, and that allows you to drill down into the individual customer label below. This allows you to show who contributes to your revenue by customer. And you can sort by rank in the table below to see the customer rank change in different years, like this. So the second tab is the same type of the data view by products, and the same type of information you can apply, not just item, but also item category, allows you to see the change over time. Now let's move to the next. There are 5 sales reports for unit weight. So in this report, go further down by product groups. In this case, the company we are talking about has 4 main product groups: BUT, CEM, CHC, MLK are different product groups. And we can see the comparison of the first chart shows a breakdown by months. we use a stack bar, adding the sales by month throughout the year. And the table is like making the year-over-year comparison. So you can see that you should start with the current month sales by product group. Then we can compare with the same month with the last year. And we can compare the months with the 2 years before. Different deployment companies may use different ways to measure this. We are using the unit weight in this particular company, the simple company. So unit weight is a way to standardize the unit of measure for comparison purposes. This is very useful, especially for the product group table. You can see that in different product may have a different package. The package may have a measure by the box or by the number of the item. But when we want to do this at the group level, a standard unit will be help in this deploying company. They use a unit weight to make the comparison, and by this comparison, they will also be able to know if this month's sales are normal or like a better or less than the prior months. And the comparison can be done by the unit weight, can also be done by amount, and also by other unit or measure, like a primary quantity order. We compare 3 months and 3 years in this table. In the above chart, this month over month trending. Let's look at the second tab. The second tab is a rolling 12 months comparison. So you can see the current months. For example, if the current month is August, and the current month -1 will be July, and then -2 will be June, and so on. So this is a rolling months comparison with the same kind of data. Let's look at the third tab. This table is a comparison by month, by quarter, and then by year. For example, this month is August. MTD is current month. MTD is this month's current year. Then we can compare it with August last year, 2022. And you can change the actual year to compare with last year. We ship this the data application, and the customer can customize this based on their requirement. We show the different ways to do month over month or year over year comparison of sales. And the 06 is order summary. By this report, you can select several years and compare those monthly sales by year, because the sales may have a pattern within a year in the industry. Although the month-amount comparison is useful, the comparison for the same month year over year is much more meaningful. So in this report, you can see that we have a pivot table by year and by month. The below chart for the management very quickly shows the sales order, simply just the order count and amount by year and by month. For example, by this chart, in March 2021, you can see the top months of this year. It outperformed the last of the same months over other years. This is very obvious. And then the second tab is order by regions. Next, 07 is a cost analysis in 3 years. This report is similar to Dashboard 3. The difference is that this report provides a much more detailed analysis of your cost. And the last one, 08, sales order details. This report is just the most granular data down to the sales order level. It allows you to do the drill down report from other dashboards to drill into this one. So that's all the sales reports. Thank you for watching this video. Please follow us. We will keep updating our YouTube channel. For any questions, you can reach our email. Thank you.